It's a long way from Harvard and West Point to Folsom State Prison.
Now, I'm not complaining, because I think I should have been shut up then. I've been around the United States for 10 years talking and spreading my message, and I think it's good in a public life to have a chance to lay back and to see what the opposition is going to do. As a matter of fact, when I was arrested, I was running for governor of California, and I published position papers on how to gradually eliminate taxes, how to eliminate crime, how to eliminate the drug abuse problem, and so forth. I thought I'd lay back for a couple of years and see how well the other side was going to do. But last January in Afghanistan, the American government agents, they're part of that same Leary Narcotics Bureau group, stole my passport illegally, kidnapped me.
Valid passport?
It was a valid passport on the sovereign territory of Afghanistan, kidnapped me, put me in a plane, brought me back, and now I'm in Folsom Prison, and I'm broadcasting again. Now, I didn't want to come back. I was happy over there. I was consulting with other governments on how they could avoid the crime and the drug problem we have here. But now that I'm back, I am going to be broadcasting.
You say that that arrest was not a legitimate one. Let me rephrase that. Do you think the sentence was put on you extra tough because you are Tim Leary?
I don't think, first of all, I don't think that anyone should go to prison for the possession of marijuana. So it's unfair for everybody. I don't think there's any question, though, that if another middle-aged, middle-class person was found with two of these in their pocket, they wouldn't be doing prison time. But I am Timothy Leary. I don't think it's so much my ideas, because there are a lot of people running around preaching new ideas. The reason I'm in prison is because my ideas were listened to by millions of people. They got a little too popular. That's my version of it.
Briefly, I know you took a number of pages in your newest book to explain how you broke out of prison, but briefly tell us how you did it. You had help?
I'd like to say telepathy, teleportation, magic. That was part of it. I went over a fence.
You had outside help?
I was helped after I got outside. Yeah.
Well, in your book you also had help. It was a long-range setup that helped you get out and so on. You were helped by the weatherman? One person who helped you break out was a young girl, codename of Kelly, and you say that she's the senator's daughter.
Yeah.
You was Senator Blank in the book. Is it to remain that way? Well-known senator?
Very well known.
Does the senator know?
Oh, sure.
Then you went on to Algiers. You lived over there with Eldridge Cleaver and his wife Kathleen. What do you think of Eldridge Cleaver as a man? His beliefs, his feelings. There was a big rift there after you had lived there for a while.
Yes, Eldridge Cleaver and I disagreed strongly on philosophy and on how to change the world. I believe that the revolution is a neurological revolution. It's a revolution of consciousness. I saw it more as a spiritual revolution. Eldridge, as you probably know, believed in a violent military revolution, and I felt that this was old-fashioned and would get easily wiped out and create bad vibrations where we wanted good vibrations.
Some people say that perhaps your use of LSD and other drugs, you might have destroyed some of your brain. Do you think that you've suffered any brain damage whatsoever?
Well, am I insane? Of course, that's a very tricky question for anyone to answer. I've lived through the 30s and the 40s and the 50s and the 60s, and I think anyone who's still erect after those years has had his sanity tested. I'm 52 years old, facing the problems of maturity and getting old. I've been through a lot of rough time the last few years. My career has been ruined, and they took my credit card away at Harvard, and I've been harassed by the United States government pretty heavily. I've been in 4 prisons, all without committing any crime that I know of. I've been in solitary confinement for 4 months. In addition to all of these pressures, I've probably pushed my nervous system as much as any human being living. I think I'm the strongest, sanest person around. Now, I'm not making any guarantees for the future, but you know, there's something very ominous about this tendency to call anybody that you don't agree with insane. 100 years ago, they'd say you were possessed by the devil or you were a heretic. 20 years ago, they'd say you're a communist. Now, the really sophisticated totalitarian method now is to say that someone that is a dissenter, that is against the society, is insane. In Russia now, very smooth. They take their philosophers and their dissenting poets, and they don't put them in Siberia anymore. They put them in an insane asylum. Now, maybe it is insane to be against what's happening in the United States today. Maybe it's insane to try to have hope that something can be done about it. So if that's insane, count me in, but otherwise, make up your own mind.
You're an optimist, a hope fiend.
I've been called an irrepressible optimist. Now, the opposite of an irrepressible optimist is a repressive pessimist, and I think that's what's running the country today.
What do you think of your future? Do you think you're going to walk out of Folsom Prison a free man one day?
I think my future is very intimately connected with the future of this country. You just can't keep your philosophers in prison. If I am kept in prison, it's going to be a very bad symptom for freedom and for hope and for union.
Sitting here during the interview, I've noticed the symbol on your shirt. What is that for?
This is a very interesting symbol for some of us. This is a replica of the remnants of a living organism that was found on a meteorite that came from interstellar or extraplanetary space. This is proof that life exists somewhere off our planet. Now, we feel that this is the first contact with a higher intelligence, or somewhere out there there's another point of view. And we've taken this as a symbol of the new hope philosophy that we're talking about. Sometime in the fall, we're going to see in the sky a meteorite. Have you heard about it? It was discovered by a German astronomer. We call this light that's going to come into our solar system. We see it in the daytime as well at night. We call it starseed, and it kind of ties in with the symbol that we're visitors on this planet Earth. We're not going to be here very long. We've got to get back in touch with the greater picture, and it's a symbol of unity and hope.
I would like to ask you briefly if you have a final comment.
I think I've said pretty much what I have to say. We're going to keep broadcasting. There'll be more messages, and we're very glad to hear from anyone in the audience who'd like to keep this dialogue going. My partner and my mate, Joanna Leary, is going to be going to college campuses and radio programs and television programs. I've had 2 books that are published since I've been back. I apparently was wanted back here. I think there aren't very many philosophies of hope, freedom being broadcast. So, and then they try to shut me up. The people who have broadcast hope in this country in the last few years, many of them have been killed. I know it's a risky job, but I'm here and I'm going to keep broadcasting.
So you see, a lot can be done.